Knock nad pulse bila tihoi, no ada tisina obmansiva, na viabes zazov, kodaru nato I Ukraina prevratili v glavnij perivoloknij punkt vorzenij, gorli ogni viziletnoj policy, rabatali krani, gruzoviki vezli kontejneri s bopripasami, vis slow po planu. Poka radari ne zafixirovali strano deviizani sosteroni vostoka, snakala dispetseri podamali, sito ado oseradnoj transport ne samalit, no signalov transponderov ne bilo, Saras sekondi nebo prorazali vispaiski, raj rakat udaral po skladom, angaram I toplivnim rezervuarum. Odin za drugim zagarelis gigantski transportniki C-17, stoaushe pod pagruzkoj, plama ovadalo polovanu bazi, visrivi sotrasali zemlu, Vozda propedalsa zapaham gorsego kerosina I poroha. Polski pozarni I soldati metalis mezdu gorsimi angarami, no novij zalp nakral aerodrom, teper uz s primanim barazirusi bopripasov, Odin dron, Slovno astreb, Pikiroval promo na gruzovic s zenitnoj ustanovkaj, Udar. I rezultaziasa oblomki udarali po stabnomu zadaniu. Saras tridkat minut zazov peristal sasistvovit kak logistiseskij center. Systemi svazi bili uniktazeni, viziletna polosa izrata voronkami, a Amerikanski officeri v panik tribovali evakuasi Saras blizisij corridor v Krakow, subsenia o napadeni mginoveno rezultelis po Evrop, NATO sozvalo ekstreno sovasani, Kato osmalilsa nanasti udar po territory strani klina alanza, Sputniki zafixirovali traktori racket, I analitiki paraglanulis, vis ukazivalo na puskas vostoknogo napravlenia, otkuda du adago postupali predaprezdania. Tem vremenem v Kiev Kerala Trivoga. Potera zesuva oznakala obrivi glavnoj lini snabzenia. Saras atu bazu shli tanki. Bopripasi, systemi pivo I toplavo. Genstab visu v panik pital saponit. Kak uderzot front bez novi postavok. Voiska na uj vostok uz osuzali nahavatku snaradov. Na ekrana zapadni telekanalov zamelkali kadre. Gigantski varonki. Razbati gruzoviki s logodipami nato. Dim nad razrusenij polisoj. Commentatori govorili odno. Vipervi za vis verma konflikta bil nanasan promoj udar po infrastruktur alanza. Polski vlasti tribovali namedlenego otveta. No v staba nato Kerala rastaranist. Kato vozmet na siba otvetsvenist za nakalo vojni v center Evropi.
Когда на рассвете над Киевом воцарилась странная, глухая тишина, казалось, что все закончилось. Но на самом деле это была лишь передышка перед осознанием катастрофы. С каждым часом становилось все очевиднее, город поражен не просто физически, он был выведен из строя технологически. Новое российское оружие, получившее кодовое имя «Перо бури», разрушило саму структуру управления. Дроны РАИ, действующие как единый организм, продолжали баражировать над городом. Они не атаковали больше, но контролировали все, сканировали радиосигналы, перехватывали линии связи, собирали данные о перемещениях войск. Их алгоритмы, созданные на основе самообучения, делали систему практически непредсказуемой. Даже западные специалисты, прибывшие на помощь, не могли понять, каким образом они функционируют. «Это не просто оружие», — сказал один из аналитиков Пентагона, «это интеллект, вышедший на поле боя». В течение нескольких часов в Киеве перестала работать половина инфраструктуры. Вода шла ржавой, электричество пропадало, транспорт встал. Люди, отчаянно пытавшиеся уехать, столкнулись с тем, что дороги перекрыты военными. Генштаб, перенесенный временно в подпольный бункер, не мог наладить связь ни с Львовом, ни с Полтавой, радиошумы глушили все. В этот же день в Брюсселе началось экстренное заседание НАТО. Доклад, поступивший от разведки, вызвал тревогу, российская система продемонстрировала способность к автономному принятию решений и мгновенной переадаптации. Любая попытка вмешательства приводила к сбою, дроны начинали действовать агрессивнее. «Мы видим зарождение новой эпохи войны», — произнес глава оборонного комитета. На улицах Киева ситуация достигла предела. Люди искали воду, еду, связь, но город жил, как после мощного электромагнитного импульса. В воздухе стоял запах гари, а над разрушенными домами кружили те самые беспилотники, не делая ни выстрела, просто наблюдая. Это молчаливое присутствие вызывало больший ужас, чем сами взрывы. К вечеру появились слухи, что президент готовит заявление. Когда он вышел в эфир из темного зала, освещенного одной лампой, его слова звучали как прощание: «Мы стоим на пороге новой реальности. Наш враг не просто атакует, он показывает, что больше нет границ между человеком и машиной». После этого связь оборвалась, а через несколько минут по всем мировым каналам прошел один и тот же заголовок: «Киев сломлен за сутки». Мир вступил в эпоху невидимой войны.
Success had changed Ian's surroundings, but not his soul. Despite the fame, interviews, and applause, he still rode the same old bus home to his small neighborhood, where his father waited proudly at the door each night. The launch of the Rain Line model had made him a household name, the poor mechanic's son who revolutionized an entire company, yet Ian never forgot the rain-soaked night that started it all. Zara, on the other hand, found herself seeing him in a new light every day. The boardroom, once filled with people chasing profit, now buzzed with a rare sense of purpose, thanks to Ian's humility and drive. He had become more than her employee, he was the soul of her company. One afternoon, she called him to her office. "You've done something extraordinary, Ian," she said, sliding a folder across the table. Inside was a letter of promotion, head of innovation department. Ian's eyes widened. "Ma'am, I don't know what to say." "Say yes," Zara said with a grin. "You've earned it." He accepted with a grateful heart, but as days passed, their professional bond began to blur into something deeper. They spent long hours discussing ideas, sharing stories over late-night coffee, and laughing about how destiny had crashed their lives together in the rain. Yet, Zara was cautious. She was older, powerful, and the world would question their closeness. "People will talk," she said one evening as they walked through the quiet workshop. Ian met her gaze, calm and sincere. "Let them. I don't care what they see, I care what I feel." Her heart faltered at his honesty. For years, she'd built walls around herself, but Ian's sincerity chipped them away, one smile at a time. One night, after a company event, rain began to fall again, softly this time. As everyone rushed for shelter, Zara paused by the entrance, looking at the droplets. Ian joined her, umbrella in hand. "Déjà vu," she said with a small smile. He chuckled. "Back then, I fixed your car. Now, we're building dreams together." She looked at him for a long moment, her expression tender. "And you fixed more than my car, Ian. You fixed me." As thunder rolled softly in the distance, they stood under the same rain that had changed everything, no longer strangers, but two souls forever bound by fate. The next morning, the story dominated every headline. "Maid vindicated. Drake twins expose father's lie." The world that once condemned Elena now celebrated her as a symbol of courage and integrity. But while the public rejoiced, the Drake estate was shrouded in silence. Alexander Drake sat alone in his office, staring at the headlines. The empire he had built on control now trembled beneath him. His son's defiance had not only shattered his pride but forced him to confront a truth he'd buried for too long. His late wife's faith in Elena had been right all along. The bracelet, the scandal, the lies, all had been a desperate attempt to protect his reputation, and in doing so, he had destroyed an innocent life. Meanwhile, Elena was packing a small suitcase in her modest apartment. Despite offers pouring in from charities, lawyers, and even news outlets, she wanted none of it. She didn't want fame, she wanted peace. A knock at the door startled her. When she opened it, Ethan and Eric stood there, dressed casually, no longer the untouchable heirs of a billionaire, but simply two young men who looked relieved to see her. "We came to thank you," Ethan said quietly. Elena blinked in surprise. "Thank me, you're the ones who saved me." Eric shook his head. "You reminded us what real strength looks like. You fought for truth when the world turned its back. We only followed your lead." They handed her a small box. Inside was the diamond bracelet, the same one that had nearly destroyed her life. But now it gleamed like a symbol of justice reclaimed. "It's yours," Ethan said. "Mother would have wanted you to have it." Tears filled Elena's eyes as she clasped the bracelet to her chest. "I can't accept this," she whispered. "You already did," Eric replied softly. "By forgiving our father." Outside, the morning light streamed through the window, catching the diamonds and scattering rainbows across the walls. For the first time in months, Elena smiled, not the tired smile of survival, but one of peace. As the twins left, she watched them disappear down the quiet street. In that moment, she realized something profound. Sometimes justice doesn't come from power or wealth, but from those brave enough to stand beside the truth, no matter who it challenges.